Good morning, boys and girls. Today we are going to look at page 7 of our daily standards, which was assigned to you yesterday, but I did not go over that. So I'm going to go over page 7 today. Looking at your current skill on finding the product, we are multiplying decimals again. For this one, I'm going to use the partial product method. The partial product method is a way that looks like standard algorithm, but it is set up like or you solve it like the area model, in the effect that you are solving based on the value of each of your digits. Alright, just like before, when we are doing the standard, when we are multiplying decimals, you want to think of your problem as a whole number. So that's going to be 23 times 14. Like I said, the partial product method is set up just like standard algorithm. So you set it up with the stacking method. But we are going to take the value of each of our digits. Alright, so first, we're going to take the value of this 4 and multiply it by the value of this 3 and the value of the 2. Alright, so first off, the 4 is in the ones place, so the value of that 4 is 4 times the value of the 3 is in the ones place, so it will be 3. So 4 times 3 is 12. Alright, and then the 4 times the 2, but it is not a 2 because the 2 is in the tens place. The value of that 2 is actually 20. So it will be 4 times 20. You need 1 0. 4 times 2 is 8. Alright, now we're going to do the value of the 1 times the 3 and the 2. Alright, the 1 is in the tens place, so the value of that 1 is 10 times the value of the 3 is 3. So that's going to be 10 times 3. You need 1 0, and then 1 times 3 is 3. And then the value of the 2 is 20. Don't forget that 1 is actually 10. For this one, you're going to need 2 zeros. And then 1 times 2 is 2. Alright, once you have multiplied each of the digits by the values, you can add your partial products. 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 2. 1 plus 8 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. 12 plus 0 is 12. And then 1 plus 2 is 3. So your answer in the think form is going to be 322. But don't forget, this is a decimal. We go to our original problem, and we say that the first factor has 1 decimal place value. The second factor has 0 decimal place values, for a total of 1 decimal place value. Starting on your right, count 1 place and include your decimal. So the final answer is going to be 32 and 2/10. Alright, also on this page, I want to look at our spiral review. Alright, on this spiral review, we are looking at scaling. When you are scaling, you want to compare your comparable factor, that is the factor that is not repeated, to 1. Whatever you get is going to be your answer. Alright, so we have 2/9 repeated. So that is what we are ignoring. We are going to compare 4 over 4 to 1. 4 over 4 is equal to 1. So our answer is going to be that 4 over 4 times 2 ninths will be equal to 2 ninths. Alright, looking at our second one, we have 3 times 5, 6. 5, 6 is what's repeated, so we ignore that one. 3 becomes our comparable factor to 1. 3 is greater than 1. So 3 times 5, 6 will be greater than 5, 6. Alright, let's go ahead and turn over to our problem of the day. If you need a minute, you know you can always pause the video. We're going to move over to our problem of the day. Page 80 and 80, no, page 81. We did 80 yesterday. Okay, on page 81, we are working with a word problem. It says a farmer raises 291 goats. She wants to put an equal number of goats into each of 7 fields. About how many goats will go in each field? Alright, so we know that she's putting an equal number of goats. So that means we are dividing. We want to put the same number in each field. We have a total. This is what she has of 291 goats. The total, or what she has, is going to be our dividend. She is separating them into 7 fields. However they're being separated or split is going to be our divisor. But the key word in this problem is about. About is a fancy word in math for estimate. Estimate is another way of saying round. So to solve this problem, we need to round our quotient. Alright, so let's round our dividend and our divisor. So that's going to be 291 is about okay, I'm going to round to the nearest whole number, or I'm sorry, the nearest hundredth, the highest place value. That means I'm rounding the 2. I am talking to the 9. The 9 is telling the 2 to round up to a 3. Everything else behind it becomes a 0. Alright, 7 we can say is about 10. Because it is higher than 5. So our rounded or estimated answer would be 300 divided by, it's not 7, 10. Alright, so how many times can I take 10 out of 300? Well, I know that 30 times 10 is 300. So that means my estimated answer is about 30. So about 30 goats is my answer. Alright, make sure you come back later on to get the video for lesson 7.3. 3. 17, sorry, 17.3. 17.3.